Okay, the last practice is the file called symmetricalPractice that you download. Here it is, and this is a layer ready to draw on top of, so there's nothing on it. This is the center lines of these. I just marked as close to the exact center as possible, and these are placed images. So where you work is here, and we're going to just use the reflect tool that's underneath the rotate tool. So first, with the pen tool, I'm not going to worry about following exactly that shape. I'm more interested in creating a complete shape. So I can, two things. I can complete this. I'm going to take away the stroke here and give it a color just so it pops out a little bit more. So this shape, this is a complete shape in and of itself, and I'm going to I have it selected, going to the reflect tool, double click, and I need a copy of this. If I hit OK, it's just going to rotate this around this axis here. This is where it's going to rotate around. So if I do a copy and I hold my shift key down as I move this over, it's going to go exactly straight across. Now I'm not really worried about the underneath star, but I'm worried about the star that I'm making, that it's purely symmetrical. They're still two halves. They overlap a bit, so I can select them and just go to the Pathfinder tool and unite them, and they'll become one shape. The next one over. So this is all for practice. Here's a fleur-de-lis. Here's another thing I can do. So I don't have to complete the shape. I could come down here, click, click, click and drag to make a curve, click and drag to make a curve. So see how far I'm going with that point. Hold the Option key to click back onto that point so I can switch directions. Come all the way to here. Option, click, 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 click and drag to make a curve. Change the direction with the Option key, click and drag. And ready. Okay, so I'm going to stop that here. I'm not going to finish it. I don't have to, so here's what I have right now, and I can kind of see if I'm on the line, and if I want to be more exact, because I'll show you what will happen if you don't. I'm selecting this point and kind of moving it over. That might be too much. Alright, so selecting this, the same thing, reflect tool, copy, I get them both, move this over holding the shift key down, and just so I don't have two, I don't want this, so I'm going to take my right arrow key and nudge it over, and I can see I don't have any slits there where it's not meeting up exactly. And then I'm going to do something different. I can, at this point, this will work if I select it and unite it. But if I just take the direct selection tool and direct select these 2 points here, and while I'm at it, I'm just going to move this over so that they're right on top of each other. Select those 2 points, Object, Path, Join. Then all the way down here, do the same thing. Object, select those 2, Object, Path, Join, and then this becomes its own shape. And you could say, why why to go to all that trouble. There will just be times when you'd want to use to object join just to join two paths and not do it this way. That's always are acceptable. Last shape. This one's much more complex, but it's good practice for the pen tool. You can't get enough practice for the pen tool. But look at it this way, how much easier it is to draw in Illustrator when you could just draw one half if the purpose is to have your shape or your object be symmetrical. So I'm just going to finish that, select it, double click, copy, move it over with my shift key. Do I have a little bit of nudging? Get rid of the background. How is it? Select it, Pathfinder, and unite. Oh, I had a little slit there. So this is always a good idea. Always, always. Zoom in and see what is happening there. So I don't need that point there. I'm going to select that point and just hit my pen tool with delete on it and click delete. So there are reasons I would do that instead of other things. I don't want to hit delete because it will break up the path. It will make it not a complete shape, and I don't want to do that. So here is symmetrical practice. Now it's your turn.